Welcome to C programming. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about the structure of a C program. Okay, the first question comes into the mind, why learn C? C is basically a fundamental programming language. It teaches you the functional requirements of a programming language, that is sequence, selection, and iteration. And many of the operating systems, if not fully, then major parts of the operating systems like Linux, Unix, and Windows, they have been written in C language. And if you learn C language, it becomes very easy to learn any other language like C++, Java, and Python, etc. So let us start without wasting any time. Let us learn about the structure of a C program. Now the first line in any C program, it has to be hash include stdio.h. We will learn more about header files when we reach there, but for the time being, it is standard input output header, which stores the declarations of standard input and output functions. Entry point of C program is main, and whatever you write within these curly braces, that is executed, and any function you want to call or any user defined function, I mean to say, if you are going to make any user defined function and you need to call, that has to be called from main. And no doubt, from when we shift control to another function, we can call, let us say we shift control to first function, then we can call second function from that function. But initially, all the functions are to be called from main. So main is the entry point of your C language, because the operating system starts executing the C program from main. And I have written int in front of main. That is the return type. Now what happens in C, every function should return a value, and main is a function. No doubt it is an entry point of the program, but still it is a function, so it should also return a value. In this case, it is returning a value 0. Now you might be thinking where this value is going. This value is going to operating system, and we will learn more about return values later on. And if you do not want any function to return a value, then you need to specify a keyword, that is void. Void means nothing, no value is to be returned. Okay, now let us make some programs and understand the C language. Now I will shift to my IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. You can use any available IDE on your system which is supported by your system, and if you are unable to use any IDE, you can use any online C compiler. There are a variety of online C compilers available. You can choose any one of them to your liking. Okay, let's make a very simple program. The first line, always it has to be hash include stdio.h. Then the main, I do not want to return any value. I will write void. After that, okay, that is the minimum program you need to write. Hash include stdio.h and void main. Whatever you write, it must be written within the curly braces. Start curly brace and end curly brace. Now let us print a single line. Printf, it is a convention to print hello world when you are learning any new language. Not compulsory, just a convention. And when you run this program, you get hello world on the screen. So now let us print one more line. Okay, I will write welcome to C programming. Now we are going to print 2 lines. You must have expected both the lines to be printed on different lines, but both the hello world and welcome to C programming, they are being printed on a single line in the output window terminal. That happens because we did not tell the C that this line goes to the next line. For that, we have to give \n. Now, what is a \n? That is escape sequence. Now, what is escape sequence? That means the backslash n will not be printed. Instead, it will be converted into its actual meaning, that is to print a new line. Escape sequences will be covered in detail in the coming chapters. And now when you run this program, you get two lines separated. And with the double slash, I have written a single line comment. C supports two types of commands, single line and multi-line. And how do you write multi-line commands? That is with the help of slash star and ended by star slash. You can write any number of lines between these two. Slash star for opening the command, star slash to close the command. My first C program written in Visual Studio Code. And if you run it, commands will be ignored by the compiler. Same output. Commands are used to enhance the readability of the program or for the fellow programmers. So it's a very simple program. I will clear the output, and now we are going to make another program. Very simple program. For that, I will declare some variables, number 2, number 1, number 2, and result. We are going to do some basic arithmetic operations. Normally what happens that users or students or even working professionals, they give arbitrary or random names to the variables. Names should be meaningful because they help you to remember and locate wherever a variable is used. Now, what is a variable? Variable, as the name suggests, the value can change. Okay, now I have declared three variables, number 1, number 2, and result. That means I have reserved three memory locations. The first one is given a name as number 1, second is number 2, and the third one is given a name as result. And these memory locations will hold a value. Okay, I will write printf enter a number, or more appropriately enter first number. Then I will use scanf %d comma and number 1. Okay, I will write in the comment %d is the format for int, and means store the value at the address of number 1. Whenever you want to print output or input an integer, the format is always going to be %d. With the help of %d, scanf knows that an incoming value is going to be an int. And end of number 1 means store that value at the address of number 1, where number 1 has been allocated the memory. Similarly, let us get the second number, printf enter second number, scanf. So see, if you have IDE installed, some suggestions will come automatically. Second number and number 2. The second number will be stored in number 2. Then we compute result is equal to number 1 plus number 2. Now what happens? Number 1 is added to number 2 and the sum is stored in a variable result. Now the next step is to print this value. Sum is %d comma result. Now what happens? This printf is slightly different from the earlier printf. In the earlier printf, we just displayed a message. In this printf, along with the message, we are displaying a variable. And what happens? After comma, we are giving the variable. The value of the variable is substituted in place of %d. Then the message becomes complete and the sum is displayed onto the screen. So enter number, any number, sum is 22. Okay, let us compute the remaining ones. I will just copy the lines and change the symbols. Plus for addition, minus for subtraction, and print an appropriate message. subtraction is, and in this case multiply, star sign, not the into sign, and we will write the message multiplication is, and the last one that is going to be division, that is with the help of slash. Slash is used for division. Division is okay. When you run this program, you will see sum, subtraction, and multiplication and division of two numbers. Okay, run this program. Give any two numbers, 22, 3. Sum is 25, subtraction is 19, multiplication is 66, division is 7. Okay, everything is printed, but on the same line again we need to give the backslash n to print it onto the new line. Okay, give it backslash n, then again run this program. I'm going to give any two numbers, 13, second number, let us say 2. Sum is 15, subtraction is 11, multiplication is 26, division is 6. Actually, it is 6.5, but integer cannot store the point part, so that is discarded. So division is 6. So this is the very first C program starting point, and we have learned something important about the syntax of the C language. One more thing, let us say I remove this semicolon. Now if I compile this program, what happens? You will get an error, semicolon missing. This is known as syntax error. Syntax error means compiler checks whether the code you have written adheres to the syntax of the language or not. If not, it will stop execution and print the errors. And if no errors, it will compile, it will make an executable file which will be run. In this case, successfully compiled 10 to sum is 12, subtraction is 8, multiplication is 20, and division is 5. So we have learned something that every program should start with stdio.h. Entry point of C is main. Main can return a value. In that case, you need to specify the return value. And if you do not want to return any value, void. We have declared three variables. Of type int, we have used printf to output something and scanf to get something from the user. Semicolon to terminate everything. Single slash 2 times, that means double slash for single line command. Slash star and star slash for multi-line commands. And whatever you need to write, that has to be within these curly braces. Any function which we need to call, these, okay, printf and scanf are predefined functions. They are declared in this file stdio.h. We will also be making our own functions which are known as user-defined functions. So any user-defined function which needs to be called, it has to be called from main first, and from that function we can jump to another function and so on, but that is another topic that will be covered when we reach to the function. So it is a very simple program. Hope that is clear to you. In the next lecture we will be exploring more about the C language. Till then, take care. Goodbye.